Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be talking about Ferrari and Red Bull's driver academies and what they should be doing with them, because they have way too many drivers for the amount of seats they can offer. So I'm just going to go through who they have, what prospects we'll probably see in F1 in the future, and what they should be doing to have better chances of promoting people to seats fairly. Not that Ferrari do much fair. Alright, before we go any further, I want you guys to like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because over 50% of the people that are watching my videos don't subscribe, so please subscribe. I want to hit 100 subs before I go to university, which is next week. I really want to get this push done. Thank you guys. Without further ado, let's start the video. Ferrari, so going from Formula 2 and then down, we have the likes of Robert Schwartzman, Callum Ilott, Mick Schumacher, Marcus Armstrong, Giuliano Alesi. That's 5 in one series below F1. Cool. And then we look at Enzo Fittipaldi, Jean-Luc Pedikoff, Artur Leclerc, and Dino Beganovic. Dino Beganovic is in Formula 4, Artur Leclerc and Jean-Luc Pedikoff are in Formula Regional, and then Enzo Fittipaldi, I believe, is in Formula 3. So we'll move over to Red Bull's team now. So we have the likes of Yuri Vips, Yuki Tsunoda, Jehan Daruvala, Jack Doohan, Liam Lawson, Dennis Hauger, Igor Ferrara, Johnny Edgar, and Jack Crawford. Igor Ferrara, Johnny Edgar, and Jack Crawford I don't know too much about, because I think I've seen maybe one race with them in, so I can't comment on those too much. Of each of these teams, I would say you probably have 4, maybe 5 of the Ferrari drivers are looking like current F1 prospects. Maybe 3 of the current Red Bull ones are looking like F1 prospects. So the Ferrari ones, I would definitely say you've got Robert Schwartzman, Callum Ilott, Marcus Armstrong, Mick Schumacher. I don't know how I feel about Mick. I think he'll go down as a Hulkenberg. I think those first 3, so Ilott, Schwartzman and Armstrong, could all be very strong contenders. And then you also have the likes of Artur Leclerc, who's been winning in Formula Regional, and Jean-Luc Pedikoff, but obviously they're very early in their junior careers being in Formula Regional, so we'll have to wait and see how they develop. And then in Red Bull, you have Yuki Tsunoda, who I would absolutely love to see be brought up to AlphaTauri next season in place of Daniel Kvyat. And then Yuri Vips, who I think is more likely to be brought up, providing he gets 6 or 8 super license points. I can't remember. I think it's 8. He's currently on. I think he's on 32 at the minute. He needs 40, so 8 super license points, which should possibly be doable, depending on where he finishes in the standings. And then also Liam Lawson, very possible. He's doing very well. I think he's 4th in Formula 3 at the minute. So yeah, and we got the last race of Formula 3 on this weekend at Monza. So, depending on how Logan Sargent and Oscar Piastri do, depending on how some of those guys do, we could see him maybe jump up the standings, be a bit higher. With the Red Bull program, they have 3 drivers in F2, but Yuri Vips was meant to be in Super Formula, but obviously the whole situation happened and blah blah blah. The 5 in Ferrari, I don't understand how you could have 5, a quarter of the grid are Ferrari juniors this year, which is insane. Ferrari and Red Bull, I think, need to spread out their age range, because all of these are single seaters they're all racing single seaters. They don't have any drivers in cars, which is understandable, but maybe you just need to have like 1 in each year or series, so like 1 in Formula 4, Formula 3, Formula Regional, blah, all of this, rather than having 5 in one band where they're all together. Then you have 1 guy in Formula 3, 2 guys in like Formula Regional, which are Formula 3 cars but are sort of different tier, and then Dino Beganovic is in Formula 4. So you have really concentrated, really saturated, but we only have 1 seat we can give you in the next step up. And then there's 1 guy here, and 1, maybe 2 of our F2 drivers are going to go into Formula 1 next year, so you can probably get that Prema seat from Mick, because obviously Mattia's been saying Mick deserves that drive. Yeah, I think it's the same for Red Bull, where they do cycle through talent very quickly. I think we'll probably see Yuri or Yuki get into that AlphaTauri at the end of the year, because Pierre's been smashing it, so he's not going to get dropped. They're not going to get any drivers in any other seats. I think Honda will really be pushing for Yuki Tsunoda to get into that seat. We know Red Bull really have a hard on for Yuri Vips at the moment. Then you compare those junior teams to the likes of Mercedes or even McLaren and Racing Point don't have a junior team. Mercedes have three juniors. One called Paul Aaron, who is in Formula 4, I believe, and then you have two others, Alex Powell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who are both still karting. This means that Lewis will probably retire before they even see the likes of Formula 1 or even Formula 2 possibly. George will be in the team. We know George is going to be the main staple of that team once Lewis leaves. And then it will give them time to cycle talent into it and possibly send it through Aston Martin or McLaren. Because I could see McLaren almost sort of joining forces with Mercedes again and just making that a joint junior team, which would be very interesting. Ferrari, especially because they have these 5 drivers and they only have control over that one Alfa Romeo seat. It's not fair to have these 5 kids who are fighting for a seat when you have the likes of Mattia Bonotto saying that Mick Schumacher is worthy of an F1 drive. Okay, he has 2 wins in Formula 2. Robert Schwartzman, I think, has 3 now. I want to say 3. Or has he got 2 in his rookie season? Callum Ilott is smashing it out of the park. Marcus Armstrong, okay, not having an amazing year, but I think Marcus, if he gets it together next year, puts in a good campaign, he could very easily show that he's F1 worthy. He's just been very unfortunate with that car this year in ART, so yeah. And then obviously got bloody Giuliano Alesi who's in there because of his dad's money. If you have a junior team, it should be there to develop talent and provide it a chance to get into F1. Why are you taking on talent like Giuliano Alesi if they're never going to make it? To prove the point that driver academies are oversaturated and they don't necessarily supply these young drivers with a chance at getting into Formula 1, Guan Yu Zhou used to be a Ferrari Academy driver. He's left, he's now part of the Renault Academy, which Jack Aitken formerly used to be a part of, which is now starting to get very, very big. And Jack left to go to Williams, where there's a much smaller academy there. There's Dan Ticktum, Jack Aitken, Roy Nissany, and Jamie Chadwick. 4, 3 of which are in F1, only one of which F2. Only one of which actually has the talent to get into an F1 car, which is Dan Ticktum. Jamie Chadwick probably has the talent to get in, so that will be exciting. She's also racing in Formula Regional alongside Arthur Leclerc and Jean-Luc Petikov. These young drivers are realising that the opportunities aren't there in the larger driver academies, so they need to jump ship and go to these smaller ones where they will have the chance to join that F1 team. Okay, yes, Ferrari's prestigious, and yes, Red Bull have shown that they are amazing at getting young talent, but if you can't offer that talent the opportunity, you need to start questioning why. And it's sad that we see so many young drivers that possibly have the talent not get the opportunity to come into F1 because either they don't have the sponsorship or just because they're not linked to a team. I mean, you look at someone like Nick Cassidy. How has he not been given a chance in F1? Patricio O'Ward was a part of the Red Bull driver program, but he didn't feel like he had the chance to get into F1, so he left that and then joined McLaren Arrows SP in IndyCar. And they're just two. They're 2 examples. Nick Cassidy's gone over to Formula E. Patricio O'Ward. Sergio Sette Camara also was a part of the Red Bull program, then is now joined Formula E and is now the test and reserve driver for Red Bull, because the opportunities aren't there for these drivers, because they're not spreading the field wide enough apart. They're bunching up and praying that by the time they get to F2, they have a clear one that they want to put in their seat and that they have the super license points. That's just my thoughts on it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you let me know what you think down below. Would you be able to please subscribe like the video, tweet me at Elliot_F1. Thank you very much for watching. Bye guys.